anyone that wants to know the difference between titles in the Gemara versus today, it's very important to know. The lowest level is Rav. In today's world, it's the opposite. Highest level is Rav. Lowest level in Gemara is when someone's called Rav. Second is Rabbi. It's higher. Rabbi is higher than Rav. Third is Rabban. Rabban is higher than Rabbi and Rav. And the highest level is just a name. Why do they call Moshe, Moshe? Why do they call Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov? Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Why do they call Avraham a tzaddik? Avraham mad'im. Avraham navon. Why do they call them all these names? No name would be enough.
But they called Yosef HaTzadik.
Hashem called him Yosef HaTzadik. Hashem signed off on him that he's a tzaddik. And the reason why is because he passed the test that none of us can pass. He passed the test of not wasting seed on the most beautiful woman that ever lived except from Sarah. Potiphar's wife was a beautiful woman. They say she was one of the 4 most beautiful women that ever lived. And Yosef had every opportunity to be with her. She would change her outfit multiple times a day just to turn him on. And he almost got to a point where he actually sinned with her. Until last minute, according to the Gemara, he saw the dmut of his father. He saw the image of his father. Now, when a man is aroused, it's not just so easy to just walk away. And even if you walk away, it's not enough. You're still aroused. You still have bad thoughts. You still have all these different things. Yosef knew this. He knew that he must kill his arousal. What did he do? He took his hands and he smashed them into the ground. In essence, breaking his own hands to such a point that there was a miracle that the semen came out of his body and out through his fingernails, according to the Gemara. So he doesn't sin with wasting seed. And for that, Hashem signed off, he's Yosef HaTzadik. And the dmut, that his father, what does his father tell him when he saw him? He says, if you sin with Potiphar's wife, instead of being known as Yosef HaTzadik, you're going to be thrown out of the 12 tribes. You're not going to be considered one of the tribes. You're not going to be your name is not going to be put on the Choshen of the Kohen HaGadol. And on top of it, you're going to be known forever as Yosef HaRasha. It's a big difference. Yosef HaTzadik, Yosef HaRasha. So, Rabban Yochanan is one level below the name. It's even higher than a prophet. Because a prophet, let's say for example Shmuel HaNavi, Samuel the prophet. When someone has just a name, meaning that there's even saying that he's a prophet is not enough. Even calling him, that's why you don't, even though Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov were all prophets. Adam HaRishon was a prophet. But you don't call them Adam HaNavi. You don't call him Avraham HaNavi. Avraham. So Rabban Yochanan was a student of Hillel, who was a student of Shmaya and Avtalyon, meaning that his rabbis were higher than the prophets. Who were his students? He was the rabbi of Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkinos. Who was Rabbi Eliezer ben Horkinos' rabbi? Who's his student? Rabbi Akiva. Meaning Rabbi Akiva was Rabban Yochanan's student. Rabbi Akiva, that all of us know about, the example of tshuva, the epitome of tshuva, the one that reached, according to Chazal, according to the holy books, the highest level of kedusha in history. 4 people, according to Gemara, Masechet Chagigah, page 14, 4 people went up to Shamayim to see things that we can't even think about. 1 died. 1 went crazy. 1 went off the derech. 1 became a kofir. They call him Acher. His real name was Elisha ben Avuya. But forevermore he was called Acher, meaning the other. No longer considered a Tana, no longer considered holy. Went off the derech, became a kofir, became a heretic. 4th one, Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva went up and went down even better. He saw something no one else is able to see, And he is Rabban Yochanan's student. Which rabbis do all of us know? Anyone that's Sephardic knows this. Anyone that's Sephardic mother knows this. No? Throw some names. Rabbi Meir, everybody knows Rabbi Meir? Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. Every Sephardic woman in the world knows Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. She has a candle of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. Who else we know? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Lag BaOmer, everybody knows Rabbi Shimon. You're secular, you're religious, you're Jewish, not Jewish. Everyone knows Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. They were Rabbi Akiva's students. So the ones that everybody knows, of course, holy people, I wish I could just be their shoelace. But the point is, the ones that everybody knows today are not even Rabban Yochanan's direct students. There are students. Fourth level. And you can only know the Kedusha and the holiness and the level of a rabbi to his students. So if his students were like that, imagine him. And if he was like this, who were his rabbis? So to give us a little bit of an understanding of who his rabbi was, Hillel HaZaken, it says Hillel had 80 students. He had many students, but 80 specific students. 30 of them were worthy to get Hashem to have light on their face, just like Moshe Rabbeinu. 30 of them, if they came and said, I want to have the same light on my face like Moshe Rabbeinu had from Mount Sinai, voila. 30 of them. 30 of them were worthy to get Hashem to stop the sun in the middle of the sky, just like he did for Yeshua ben Nun. They look at the sun and say, you know what, son? I'm running late. Why don't you stay there for a few hours, and I'll come back. I'll let you know when to continue. 30 of them. When did Hashem stop the sun for Yeshua ben Nun? Anyone know? Right, the war, Chazaku Baruch. The war against Amalek. The war against Amalek that we had in the desert. Amalek, the wicked Amalek, that Hashem promises to destroy. Attacked Am Yisrael, attacked our weak. But it wasn't a simple war like many of us think. If anyone looks at the Midrash Me'am Loez and several other Midrashim that talks about the details of the war, they actually say that it was such a mystical war that no war in history, including Gog and Magog, will ever be like the war we had with Amalek. It was a completely mystical war. Powers, magic, all types of craziness, to the point where the only way we were able to win is by Hashem stopping the sun for Yeshua ben Nun. Hashem had to get involved here. It's even more significant, a bigger war than the war of Gog and Magog, which is going to happen before the Mashiach comes, Be'ezrat Hashem. So now that we know who we're dealing with here, we know that if his rabbi was like this, who is Rabban Yochanan? Out of these 80 students, they say that the top student was Yonatan ben Uziel. Yonatan ben Uziel, when he would study Torah, would create a holy fire on top of him, that if any bird flew on top of him, it would burn instantly. Burn just by flying, trying to relax a little bit in the wind, it's nice weather, gone. Wrong area. Do not enter. That's the top student. The lowest student, Rabban Yochanan. So what does this Rabban Yochanan know if his student is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that we know all the mystical parts of the Torah from him, from the Zohar? So who's Rabban Yochanan? What do you mean he's the lowest student? What did he know? They say he knew all of the Shulchan Aruch, all of the Gemara, all the Mishnayot, all the Midrashim, all Maaseh Merkava, which means all of the things that happen in the upper worlds, all Maaseh Bereshit, which means all of the things that happen to create this world and before this world. If that wasn't enough, he also knew the language of the angels. How do you learn the language of the angels? Anybody know the school teaches the language of the angels? Don't teach it in school. You know why? Because who are you going to talk to? The angel's not going to come talk to you. So Rabban Yochanan used to talk to angels too. And if that wasn't enough, he got bored with the angels. Who did he talk to? The demons. He knows the language of the demons also. They have a different language. So he talked to them also. If that was enough, and the angels and the demons were a little busy, who he could talk to? He could talk to the birds and the trees, because he knew the language also. Now, why is it so important to know who we're talking about? Why is it so important to know all these amazing things about Rabban Yochanan or any of these sages? Because in today's ignorant world, where people don't actually know what Torah is, other than just a few stories, we're very easily influenced to go against it. We're very easily judgmental and say, no, you know what? Kosher, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it's relevant anymore. It doesn't make sense to me.